Welcome to Silver Pros, sponsored by Bullion Max. I'm your host, Silver Dragons, and I'm joined by my awesome co-host, Yankee Stacking. What's up, Yankee?
How you doing, Silver Dragons? I'm doing great.
I know you're doing good. Just hit 100,000 subscribers. Congratulations, my friend.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm pretty stoked.
Yeah, absolutely. I hear that. Today is a great day because we're talking about how to stack more silver, right?
Yes. How to stack more silver, and who doesn't want to stack more silver?
I can't think of a single
I,
person who wouldn't want to.
I don't know anybody in our stacking community that doesn't want more silver, but yeah, we're going to talk about that tonight, and we'll give you some good tips, I think, on how to build your stack.
Yeah, so what would be one way? What would be our first tip, Yankee?
Well, and this is a hard one. Buy cheaper silver.
Oh my gosh, the hardest.
That is, I know we started with the hard one. Get it cheap, right? So
Well, what does that mean to you?
well, with that statement comes, the type of silver that you're buying. Like, should you buy silver rounds like these, or should you get, government minted silver bullion, or what size silver should you get? So the challenge here is you can get maybe too expensive silver, like high premium silver, fall in love with, the semi-numismatics.
The fun stuff, right?
Yeah, and how many times? Yeah, like that. Look at that. That's
so
awesome.
sick. These just came out 1 ounce.
Sweet.
I mean, who doesn't want to
Man.
pick that up? But you got to be disciplined. And I myself have fallen victim to that many times. But the thing is, I have a big stack of the generic stuff as well. So you have to have that base. I would feel worried if all I had was the high premium collectible stuff because, if we have some sort of a collapse, an ounce of silver is an ounce of silver, right? So all those premiums could be erased away.
Gone very quickly. One of my Yankee Cannon members was talking to me just this week, and it was hard because he's like, I want to build my stack, Yankee, and I know what I need to be buying, but this is what I bought. And I was like, no, it's okay. It's still silver. That's a positive. But how about this? How about you set a goal where at a certain amount of bullion, just rounds, you treat yourself to a semi-numismatic coin. You set that bar, that goal, and then you reward yourself with some silver ice cream cones.
That's a really good idea. Yeah, get a tube and then you can get something fun.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think this is definitely one of the best things you can do to stack more silver is to buy the cheaper silver, buy the rounds, buy the silver bars. You can get 10 ounce, you can get kilo. I mean, you can go bigger if you like to get a better price. But yes, ultimately, I think buying the cheaper silver is going to be better in the long run.
What's another way, SD, to build your stack of silver?
Well, this is something we've talked about in the past, but if you can pay less for your silver, like, for example, buy something when it's on sale or buy when the price of silver dips, you're going to have a bigger stack at the end of the day.
It sounds simple, but it's not easy, right? So I think the challenge here is it strikes to the patience that we have to have as stackers to wait for good deals, look for them, and then pounce when it happens, or pounce when the spot price drops.
Exactly. I'm starting to stack silver maple leafs again because I feel like the premiums have finally come down and spot price is lower than it was, last year.
I didn't know that. You're back on maples?
I'm slowly getting my way back into I want to finish that maple monster box.
Good for you.
Waiting for a good deal, waiting for them to go on sale, I think is the way to go. Rather than pay retail. I hate paying retail, so I would prefer to wait for a good deal on something.
Buy the sales, buy the dips. That's a good way to pay less for silver.
One example would be over on Bullion Max. They're having a sale on these silver cards. Now, I know a lot of people like these cards because you can put them in your wallet and kind of remember, hey, I should be stacking silver. Maybe I shouldn't be using my credit card to buy something I don't really need. So it's a great reminder to stack, and they have them for $3 off right now. So when something's on sale, it's a great time to buy it. That's what I like to do. I don't like to pay retail. Yankee, what would be another way to stack more silver?
I think this one's near and dear to my heart, is to create a budget for your stacking. When I first got into stacking with Mrs. Yankee, she helped me build a budget for stacking, and she held me accountable to it as well. And I think that was very important to me because this stuff can be super addictive.
Hmm.
And I think having a budget and deciding how much you're going to spend, and maybe even make some tough decisions around, things that you may already be spending your fiat currency on that you shouldn't.
So maybe we don't need Hulu and Netflix and Disney Plus and Paramount and all that other stuff, right? Maybe just one of them.
Well, yeah, maybe. That might not be hard for some people, but other people might have, things that they spend a lot of money on, and they need to take a good hard look at it, like eating out or DoorDash all the time, or something like that.
One thing that we have talked about before is people cutting out a vice and using that money to stack more silver. For example, there was one gentleman in the community who cut out smoking, and he was able to stack hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of ounces of silver just from cutting out cigarettes. You could certainly kind of get two wins out of it, right?
If there was just one person that could be inspired to cut out something that is just not healthy for them, whatever it is, whatever they've deemed, unnecessary or not good for them or their family, and maybe use those proceeds partially or all of it towards stacking more silver, that's a huge win. That would be awesome. I would love to hear someone have that type of success story.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure. It's kind of addicting to stack silver. I know we talked about that before.
Yeah.
But it's so much fun. I mean, you spend a little bit of money on silver, you get some in your hand, and you think, I need to get more of this. This is so cool because you're spending money, but you're not really spending money. All you're doing is converting your dollars into silver, which is actual real money. So at the end of the day, you still have all of this wealth. You have savings that you built up. So I don't really think of it as spending.
Yep, I agree. The challenge here is, again, be fiscally disciplined. Increase your budget, spend more on silver, cut out the unnecessary expenditures.
Yep. And then I think probably the last tip would be to increase your income. Perhaps find a side hustle. I know you've had some over the years, right, Yankee?
Right. I mean, years ago, I would do side gigs in the IT realm because that's my background. But yeah, there's a whole bunch of different ways that you can monetize what you love to do. YouTube, that helps. Other areas too that you can increase. Everybody needs, I think, to have multiple revenue streams some point in their lives, especially in the 21st century. America and the financial challenges that we're facing. We can't only rely on one source of income. At least most people can't. So I think this is another way to build your stack.
When I first started stacking, I had no extra money in my budget. Literally. I mean, we were like exactly dollar for dollar every single month. And I could not spend any money on silver from my paycheck, but I really wanted to stack. And you know the story. I started collecting cans on the side of the road, and I still do that to this day. In fact, just a couple days ago, I turned in a bunch of cans and used that money to buy silver. So
good for you. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I live in one of those states where we get a little bit of money for every can we turn in, and so it works. But if you live in a state that doesn't have that, you can always go to the scrapper, and you get less money, but it is still an option with the aluminum. So,
fun fact, that's what drew me to your channel and actually sparked our collaboration and friendship, is how inspirational that was. When I watched that video, I was like, this is the type of guy that knows how to hustle and work hard, and I was impressed.
Oh, I appreciate that, man. Seriously. Hey, so I do want to put a warning out there, though. I think when we start trying to stack more and more silver, it's possible to overdo it. It's possible to overspend, and then an emergency will happen. Something will pop up, and you need to have some cash on hand, right? So don't go all in on silver. Have a little bit, maybe $1,000 or something in actual cash in case you need it. Because if you have to sell your silver, if you have to liquidate too soon, you're probably going to lose money. So don't fall into that trap.
I've actually had to talk a few of my members out of stacking silver until they actually got that cash for emergencies. They were able to handle the debt or anything that came up, so that they weren't getting the cart before the horse, as they say, or at least the old people say.
Right. Well, hey, I hope those tips were helpful to some of the new stackers out there. If you have any other tips and you want to put them down below in the comment section, we would appreciate that. Thank you so much for watching Silver Pros.
Stack like a pro.